Which one of these three products will work best to remove pitch, resin, and tar off your saw blades and renew them like new? So this is the original 10-inch saw blade that came with my table saw. It's been through a lot of use over many years, and until now it's just been sitting idle in a drawer. I'm going to take some cleaner and we're going to clean this up and make it like new. The teeth are still really sharp. It was just burning wood because all the resin buildup was preventing it from getting a nice good clean cut, as well as causing the teeth to heat up. I'm going to also do this process to several other saw blades that I've had sitting around that need a good cleaning too. So here's a close-up of the saw blade and its teeth. They're still fairly sharp. However, you can see all the resin and pitch buildup on each tooth and the side of each tooth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this up a little bit like this so it's only cleaning like a small portion of this blade. That way I can test out all three products and hopefully see which one works best for me, as well as might work best for you. So it has finished soaking for 5 minutes. You can see some of the pitch and resin starting to come off the blade just sitting there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush that came with the kit and I'm just going to lightly scrub it to see how well it comes off and see if we need to soak it longer. What you want to do is you want to not go with the teeth. You want to kind of go the direction that the teeth are going. So it is coming off pretty decent. This blade was really filthy, so it might actually take longer. I'm just gonna wipe this down. So they are cleaner, they're still not clean all the way. So you can see how they are cleaner. Here's one that's been cleaned. These three sets have been cleaned right here, and this one hasn't. You can see where it removed some there. So we're going to put it in for another few minutes to soak. Again, after another 5 minutes of soaking. So we now have about 10 minutes of total soaking time. Now once you get that done, you want to go down the back side of the blade, back side of the carbides, clean them out. Okay, then you want to be sure to kind of clean the teeth themselves. Get this all wiped down. So as you can see, a lot of the pitch just came off the blade. There's not cleaned right here. Then here is some cleaned teeth. It's done fairly well. It took about 10 minutes of soaking to do. Not cleaned right here versus cleaned right here, here, and here. There still is a lot of pitch and resin on these guys. So overall, this one does okay. It's a lot of work. Of course, this blade is very dirty. You can see where it cleaned from here all the way to here on the actual blade itself and not on the teeth. It works decent, I guess. That's after 10 minutes of soaking. I'm gonna swap this out. Now what I've read is you can just reuse this stuff by putting it back into the container itself. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to dump this back in here. So I can reuse it another time. And it's kind of hard to see, but down in here, you can see as I rotate a lot of the sludge. So I'm going to clean that up. Try one of the other cleaners. So now we're going to clean 3 more here with another cleaner. For this one, I'm going to use Simple Green. We're going to see how well it cleans this. Rather than spraying it on there, I'm just going to dump it on, save time. Do it just like Rockler stuff in there. Now we're going to sit there and wait and give it about 5 minutes and we're going to clean it. So it's been 5 minutes with the Simple Green. We're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're just going to scrub it off. Now, Simple Green looks like it's taken away the paint here too, so when we come in here and look, we have uncleaned, And these 3 sets here are going to be simple green. I mean, there's still some pitch and resin on there, but there is significantly less than, if you look here, there's less pitch and resin on these than on these. These up here were the Rockler ones. It seemed to actually clean better. You can see the teeth. You can see uncleaned here. Simple green on these 3 sets. And then Rockler on these 3 sets. Now on this side, you can't really tell the difference too much. The teeth, the carbide teeth in between them appear to be about the same. Simple green did take off some of the paint for this, whereas the Rockler did not. That is with the simple green. We'll do the last 3 sets. Actually, there's a 4th, but we're just going to do 3 with the super clean and see which one does a better job. Okay, I'm going to use some of the super clean product. I'm just going to do the same thing. We're going to pour some in here, cover up these 3 sets of teeth, let it set for 5 minutes, and clean them off. Okay, this has been soaking for 5 minutes, and we're going to do the same thing as we did the other one. Now we're just going to scrub it off. We have the simple green here, and then on this section here we have the super clean on these 3 teeth right here. They actually look like it removed a lot more pitch and resin from the side of the blade. There are still some places that it missed. End of the blade, I mean, it looks really clean. Remember, from this side of the blade, it also looks like a lot of the resin from the side of the teeth was removed as well down through here. It would have been these 3 teeth. Simple green right here. This is the super clean. And then this is the Rockler right here. The Rockler stuff did not remove as much resin and pitch off the side of the teeth as I was hoping. So I don't know if that's just, and it actually took twice as long to soak too. And remember, this is the way it originally looked right there. These 3 right here are the Rockler. These 3 are the simple green. And these 3 are the super clean. And this is the unclean. I mean, you can tell that the super green removes the paint color as well as the super clean. So here is my blade. Here's the before, pretty pitched up. Got a lot of pitch on it. Here's where these 3 sets are where I use the Rockler. There's still some pitch and resin on each tooth on the sides. Not much on the back, not much on the actual tooth itself or the face or the edge here. It did a pretty decent job. See, it took 10 minutes to get this far. It did not remove any paint off the blade. The simple green removed some paint off the blade. It left some pitch on the sides of the teeth. The edge of the tooth back here is nice and clean, and the face is pretty clean. The super clean removed paint as well. The sides of the teeth are pretty clean. It only took 5 minutes to get this far. The edges of the teeth back here are clean, and the faces are clean. The simple green was also 5 minutes. So Rockler took 10 minutes. I did 5 minutes first and tried it and got a little better. I did another 5 minutes and got where I am now. Simple green, I did 5 minutes total and got this. And super clean, I got this. And you can see on the back here, the same scenario. This is unclean. The super clean actually took some of the paint off the saw blade itself. Sorry, simple green did not take any of the paint off, any of this gray paint off where the teeth are. Did a decent job, still has some pitch buildup and stuff. These last 3 are the Rockler. There's still pitch behind the carbide tooth itself, pitch on the side of the tooth, and no paint taken off. 10 minutes, 5 and 5, and unclean. My thought is if you want to do it quick, fast, and generally get it done pretty easily, super clean would be your way to go. It did a really fantastic job on getting most of the pitch off really fast. It is biodegradable. Rockler took the longest to do, and it even says 3 to 5 minutes. More stubborn pitch and resin may take longer. That's why I did 10 minutes. The super clean did a pretty good job also. Both the simple green and super clean removed the paint off the saw blade. I think I'll end up using the super clean just because it works great and fast. I will redo this blade, and in fact this blade I will probably just submerge it down in there, and I may do that with my other blade too. That's this way. My Freud I probably will not, because I don't want it to necessarily eat all the paint off. After you wash these with your chemical solution, you want to rinse them with water and then wipe them down, and then use a hair dryer to dry off everything, and then spray it with WD-40. About 3 minutes in, you can see the pitch starting to work its way off of the teeth. Definitely took the paint off. The last thing I want to do to this blade is spray some WD-40 down on it. I'm going to put dirt and dust resistant dry lube with Teflon. It'll actually help make this blade slicker and it won't attract anything. Now I'm just going to spray both sides and wipe it down. And the whole point of this is because I used water to wash off the chemical cleaning, I don't want any water left on the blade, on the carbide, or anything that'll cause any rust. So there's the blade, but I'm just going to take a black Sharpie and write 50 tooth back on there so I know exactly what it is. But if you don't mind losing this information, Super Clean would probably be the best way to go. It takes care of it really fast. If you want something a little more laborious and time consuming, the Rockler would be a good way to clean your saw blades. Simple Green also works really well on cleaning them too. Overall, all three products work pretty good. I chose Super Clean for this particular blade just because of how fast it worked. On some of my other blades, I may use the Rockler just because I don't want to remove the paint off of them, like my Freud's. But generally, a lot of times paint gets removed. Use them to cut wood anyway. But here's what this blade looks like after it's been cleaned. So renewing your saw blades by just simply cleaning the pitch and resin off of them is not that hard. Rockler does a pretty good job. Its product needs to sit a lot longer, at least on stubborn pitch and resin buildup, than what the directions call for. I had to let mine set for 15 minutes and it actually did a pretty good job. I used Rockler on both of these here. Didn't discolor the blades, didn't take off any of the painting or anything else. I couldn't use my nylon brush originally was using. It did not work with that. I had to use the brass brush that it came with the kit, and even the brass brush started to look pretty bad. I mean, you can see here it was pretty well worn down. I had to keep the blade submerged in the liquid when I was cleaning it. Same with this one. Now this blade over here, I used a combination of Super Clean, Simple Green, and Rockler, depending on, I divided it out. Rockler did not as well on this blade. It only set for 10 minutes on instead of 15 like I did for these, but Super Clean and Simple Green did the job really fast in about 5 minutes. All of them seem to be pretty good at cleaning stuff. It just really comes down to whatever you're more comfortable with, time-wise and cost-wise. This is more expensive. These two products are fairly inexpensive. I just pour the solution back in here so I can reuse them again. Overall, the blades are still super sharp and they won't be burning wood much anymore because now all that extra resin and pitch is gone, and they'll help cool down, as well as there's less friction as they're turning through wood. Thank you for this video. I'll leave links to these products down below in the description. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching. So here's the board I just ripped. It's nothing more than like a 2x4 piece. After cleaning the blade, it's given the fact that this is the stock blade that came with this table saw, it's not the most perfect cut. There's no burn patterns, no anything. How much pitch and resin that blade had on it, I think it's been a pretty good success on cleaning those blades up.